Hi, I'm Will Thompson, and today I'm going to show you all how to make a German dish, Kartoffelnudel and Rotkraut, or potato dumplings and red cabbage. Now, the most important part of any meal is getting the timing right. If you start part of the meal, it's going to take 45 minutes. Last, you're going to wind up serving a cold meal. Now what I'm doing here is I'm cutting up the red cabbage for the red cabbage. This is actually only half of it. I have the other half right here. And this red cabbage with all its stuff is going to take about 45 minutes to cook. So this is why we're doing this first. Along with this red cabbage that we're going to use, there is some red onions that I have chopped up here already. And then we also have some red apple that I've also already cut up here, so you can get this done quickly. Just finished chopping up this half of the red cabbage right now, and since we have everything done, this takes a little bit longer normally to prepare, but we're going to take these ingredients, so this red cabbage here that I have chopped, and we're going to move it and put it in this bowl back here, this pot. And in this pot I've been melting already half a cup of shortening along with 2 cups of water and half a cup of white vinegar. Now we're just going to mix all of this stuff in the pot. And on top of this stuff, which I know is a lot, but we're going to mix in. What's in here is a few bay leaves, 3 to 4 bay leaves. And this is a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and a whole cup of sugar. So that's fun. There we go there. Just gonna kind of clean this up a little bit as I go. Okay. So since that's going to take 30 to 45 minutes to clean up, we are going to move on now to the dumplings. So first we need our potatoes. What we're going to do is we're going to take them, wash them, and then skin them. So turn this on real fast, get them rinsed. Also, I didn't show you all this, but you should always wash your hands even multiple times while you're cooking a meal. So I'm just going to start off by skinning the potatoes. You want to make sure that you're getting all the skin off because it's going to make for a nice presentation, and believe it or not, that is the presentation of your food is actually part of how the meal tastes. Now normally I'd actually be doing this with more potatoes. You want to do it with total about 2 pounds of potatoes. If you want to increase the recipe, that's great. But the recipe calls for 2 pounds of potatoes. Set them here. This actually whole meal takes over an hour to prepare and cook. It's a great meal. It's actually a kind of special treat in Germany. But it's really good. It's one of my favorites. I enjoy making it, which is why I'm presenting it to y'all. Okay, now I know that took a while, but now we can move on. So we're going to take half of these potatoes and we're going to stick them. I have a pot back here of salt water that I've been heating up and boiling. So I'm going to come set these in back here to let them cook, and we're going to let them get soft. I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit here. We're going to let them get soft. Next part, we're going to do the other half of potatoes. What we're going to do is we're going to take them and we're going to shred them. Now you want to use the small side of a grater to try to make them the shaving as small as possible. This is actually recipe is a mixture of cooked and raw potatoes, so this is what's going to be the raw potatoes. And it's kind of tedious work, but the smaller holes for the grater that you use, you know, the more smooth, better texture you're going to get out of it. Now, normally I'd have some water and a little bit of white vinegar in here. The white vinegar actually is for helping it keep its color. Because, you know, when you take a bite out of an apple and then, you know, set it down for 30 minutes, how it starts to turn brown? Well, that's what kind of happens to potatoes, but if you have the white vinegar in there, they're going to keep the color. Now, I've done some of this potato, however, thank goodness I prepared in advance. We have, you can see, a whole bowl full of grated potatoes. So luckily we don't have to worry about that. So now we have them grated. Now the next thing we want to do is actually take them out of the bowl. Now, you have to be careful when we're doing this because we want to try to leave the potato starch in the bowl, which is something that comes off when you grate the potato. It's really, really fine. So what we're going to try to do is carefully take out, just kind of squeeze it out and put the shredded potato here. Kind of squeeze all the water out. And what we're going to do on this towel is basically dry it off, try to reduce the liquid in our dough that we're making for our dumplings. I'm not being as tedious as I normally would because I kind of got a time constraint here, but you get the idea. Take these. We're going to set this bowl aside to let the starch settle out a little bit.